Hello, IHSA football family. Welcome to week 2, episode 2 of the DuPage Run and Shoot Show. My name is Patrick Cotto, your host, and joining me as always is my awesome co-host, Matt Lauterbach. Matt, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. Hey, NFL action starts up again tonight. I'm ready to get back into it, and week 2 of IHSA football starts up soon. Week 1 was thrilling last week, so
Oh, yeah, thrilling. A lot of good matchups. Good to have some high
yeah.
school football back, Matt. Let's cut right into the chase. We'll start off with Naperville Central taking down Hinsdale Central 24-13.
Yeah, this was the ground and pound game from Naperville Central. Pat, you were
Oh, yeah.
working this game.
Yep.
Aiden Clark is a monster. As always, I saw him at Crosstown last year, and he is starting the season off on the right note. A little bit of a shaky start for Sebastian Hayes. Threw a couple picks there, but he still wasn't, he didn't hurt the team as much. He was still decent. He scored a couple rushing touchdowns, or one rushing touchdown, I should say.
One rushing touchdown, and I don't know if a lot of people know this too, but Hayes has not played football
Yeah.
in 2 years because he had 2 ACL tears. So I can't say I'm surprised that he
Yeah.
threw interceptions, but
Well,
one of the positives, a couple positives that he could take away from that is that one, they got the win, which is the most important thing. They got the win,
yeah.
and two, a chance to get some of those early season growing pains out of the way, so he's
Yeah.
more comfortable down the road.
Yeah, and we got to give him a bit of a break because
Oh, yeah,
this was his
completely.
first game in 2 years. So obviously the rust is still going to be there. His first game back, and he still came out as a starter and won. So
Yep.
I have to give him that. But I just want to say really quickly to Hinsdale Central there, really quickly, because there was a lot of talk before this game happened.
Oh, if any of
And
y'all didn't see that video, we have something to say.
yes, yes, we have a lot to say about Hinsdale Central. And I'm not even a Naperville Central alumni, yet I can say for a fact, Hinsdale Central, you talk shit, you get hit. I mean, seriously.
Fuck around and find out. And
Yeah,
y'all took that video a little too far. There were some things like okay, but then you go on to the stadium at like 4 a.m., burn
yeah,
the Central
like
logo
what?
on a paper. Like, really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I mean,
Grow the fuck up.
do I need to show all of you Red Devils Juju Smith-Schuster's failed TikTok videos from him dancing on the logo again, or at the time when the Raiders stomped and all over the Chiefs logo? What happened to them that game, Pat? They got annihilated.
Oh yeah,
And
and then of course you had the fucking
yep, Tennessee.
Tennessee did that, and then Baltimore got back at them in the
Yep,
playoff.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
fuck around and find out. And Central, well, they just did their trash talking on the field.
If you guys had beat them at all, I would understand that. But let me just remind you Red Devils out there, you were 0-3 the last 3 years coming into this game against
Make it
Naperville
0 and
Central.
4 now.
Yeah, I'm now 0-4 because Central brought you back to reality. I mean, come on, guys. It's week 1 of the season. Don't burn a picture of their logo while standing on their fucking logo. I mean, come on. That's just you talk
If
shit,
that
you get
hasn't gone
hits.
viral already, oh, it's gonna go viral soon.
It's yeah, that video
And
I
I'm sure other teams are gonna be watching that video as well. It's like, okay, they didn't do it to our field, but let's show them who's boss.
yeah, I did not see that video at first. I saw it the next day. One of the
One of the
central
one of the Central parents showed me
yeah,
actually the day of the game. He's like, "Did you see that video?" I was like, "No," and I'm like, "Okay." The
yeah.
first part, I was like, "Okay, that's I like the entertainment," but then the field part came, and I'm like, "Really?"
Yeah, really? You're gonna take it that level. I mean, I yeah, I mean, one of the Central's linemen showed me that video the day after the game, and I was just like, you just signed your own death warrant. I'm sorry, you literally just signed your own death warrant for Friday night. So
Some of
yeah,
y'all social media users need Jesus. Let me put it there.
yeah, you guys need to calm the fuck
Yeah.
down.
Because
And
that resulted in Aiden Clark rushing for 250 yards, a touchdown, including a 56-yard dagger.
yeah, I mean, Aiden Clark literally took that personally. He woke up that morning and said, and I took that personally. He channeled his inner MJ right there, and he just
He
ran
in,
all over you guys.
inner Ricky Bobby as well. Woke up, picks excellence, and went to work.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Hinsdale Central, week 1 of the season. I know you're hungry to beat Naperville Central. You've come oh so close against them so many times, but you just added fuel to the fire and just pissed them off. Come on.
Right. Right. But for Naperville Central, they did they got the job done. Yeah, if there's one thing that Naperville Central needs to work on, it's obviously, and this is obviously Hayes, making good decisions. His
Yeah.
first interception was not on him. It was a short screen that was tipped and picked off, and they were deep in their own territory,
Mm.
which led to the Red Devils' first touchdown of the game. Riley
Yeah.
Contreras by Dom Tressler, and then Naperville Central scores 24 unanswered, while Hinsdale Central gets a touchdown in garbage time. So
Yeah.
Hinsdale Central, they had their good moments in the game, but their run
Well,
defense was just
I mean, to be
stop the run.
fair, anytime you go up against Aiden Clark, you automatically are set to have a somewhat stressful of a run defense type game. Because
Right.
Aiden Clark is him. I mean, we saw him come alive last year, and he's coming alive again at the start of this year. So
He's him.
he's. Mhm.
I still think Hinsdale Central will have a good season.
I do too, but I mean, come on, don't don't make any of those smack videos until you actually are able to back it up. I mean, you can talk the talk all you want, but it don't matter
I'm sure
until
the
you
I'm
walk the
sure the
walk.
players had nothing to do with it because they don't want to
Oh
get involved in
no,
that.
I'm sure the
But
players didn't have
some
anything
of
to
you,
do with it.
some of you all students at Hinsdale Central need to chill the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Was it really worth it in the end, waking up at like 3 or 4 a.m., however early it was, just to drive all the way out to Naperville and burn a picture of their logo and stand out? Like, how did they even get in?
You'd be surprised how people can get onto that field, even with the gates locked. Believe it or not, you'd be
Well,
surprised.
uh, shows you I didn't go to Naperville Central, so I mean, at Plainfield North, where I went to high school, they'd have it all locked up tight. Like if there was anybody walking on there at 3 a.m. or something, the police would be in there in no time at all. But it's just like I'm just wondering how they got on the logo at first, but whatever.
Again, you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
That's our first game, Naperville Central and Hinsdale Central. Now let's talk about Central's crosstown rivals, Naperville North. Huskies a 42-14 win over New Trier. Can't say I'm surprised with how loaded
No,
that North offense is.
yeah, that was yeah, New Trier got off to a good start, but then like Naperville Central, Naperville North just went on a tear and they didn't look back. I texted our good buddy Preston, fellow coworker of ours who was working that game. They were up 28-7 at halftime after being down 7-0 early, I believe it was. So
Yep.
they
I mean, don't matter how you start, just matters how you finish. Jacob Bell,
yeah.
4 total touchdowns. A couple of them to Quentin Morris and Brock Petaway. Hard to tell how Nutrier is, considering that they went 3-6 last year. But if you drop 42 points in week one, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good. I mean, I no nothing to take away from this is Naperville North had a tough game on the road, but they did everything right in Friday night's game.
Exactly. And, Matt, some games are won pretty, like North.
Yeah.
Some games are also won ugly, and that was the case for Wabansie Valley last week, who got a 14-0 win over Oswego East. But like Nick Foles said in 2020, he'd rather win ugly than lose pretty.
Yeah, I mean that's what the Warriors did. Their first game with a new head coach, and I mean they, it was ugly for sure. I thought at times looking at the highlight, I thought that Oswego East was gonna be able to storm right back in it, but I mean that Wabansie defense, they're an underrated bunch.
Oh, yes. Well, this is really an underrated Wabansie team in general. Sure, you lost a lot of guys after last season, but Coach Puchalowski, this guy brings the energy. He is the perfect fit for Wabansie Valley. I love his addition. Obviously, the guys, the players have a lot of work to do, but at the end of the day, it is a win. Wabansie Valley is 1-0 after a 14-0 win over Oswego East. All they can do is improve from here.
Well, we saw them improve at the start of last year, and then they flamed out towards the end of the season. So they just need to
Well, like
keep
I
doing.
said, new head coach at the helm. So this will be a
Well,
different
yeah.
Wabansie Valley team.
Yeah, no, this new head coach really has the defense playing with a lot of inspiration right now. I mean, they had a near pick six at the end of the fourth quarter last week when Oswego East was driving and
Oh, yeah.
could have made it very interesting. But they knocked out their starting quarterback, and then the backup proceeded to throw a near pick six on the next play. So
Next one, Downers Grove South, 33, Mattia Valley, 15. Not a bad loss for Mattia, to be quite honest.
no, it wasn't a complete blowout loss. I mean, for how miserable they've been coming out of last season. I mean, this was honestly, I mean, this was an okay start. I mean, they kept it close. It wasn't like it was
Need to clean up a
outright
lot
in
of
their
their
favor.
penalties, had multiple false starts and stuff, and, fix their run defense because literally all of Downers Grove South's touchdowns were on runs. Daniel Mensa and Caden Smith scored all the touchdowns for the Mustangs.
Yeah, they they just keep having all these running touchdowns against them. I mean, Downer, it was just the battle of the Mustangs between Mattia and Downers Grove South, and the Mustangs in blue beat the Mustangs in black and white. So I mean, if you're Mattia Valley, there's some hope because you kept it close. I still think they will win. I still think they'll win this year, maybe a
They'll
couple
win a couple.
times.
They'll win a couple games.
I can see them winning a couple games, but they got to be more disciplined and they got to fix up
Right.
that run defense.
Fix that run defense, fix your penalties, because that's obviously going to hurt.
Yeah.
But again, we've seen worse week one losses for Mattia Valley, so this one really isn't all that bad. They'll likely
Yeah.
disagree with us, but
I
this is
mean,
not bad.
for them to remain as close as they were with Downers Grove South, that's not taking anything away from them. That's
Nope.
it's pretty decent.
And all they can do is just, improve from there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a decent start. They kept the game close. Didn't win, but it wasn't an outright annihilation like we saw them in a lot of games last year.
Oh, yeah. Next one. Bennett Academy with a 35-13 win over Hillcrest after a slow start in the first quarter. Because Hillcrest, I don't know what their game plan was, but they held on the ball a lot. Like, I think Bennett only had the ball for maybe one full possession in the first quarter.
Man, this was your game on Saturday. You had a doubleheader this weekend with.
I didn't care. Two victories for our team, so I wasn't complaining.
No, I mean, who are you to complain?
Exactly. But, I'm not complaining. I mean, sure, it was hot as hell, but hey, that's football weather.
Yeah, I mean that you could play football in almost any weather. I mean,
exactly.
Rain or shine, heat or cold, we can do it anytime. But Bennett, this was honestly, this is what they needed to do after a bit of a sluggish start. And the Red Wings are that team that's looking to take the next step over the hump.
Well,
And
you hope so. I mean, you hope so at least because they looked good. Ryan Kubacki threw 3 touchdowns. He threw a nice one-handed touchdown to Luke Wilds, threw a touchdown to Luke Doyle and Martin Radgowski. Radgowski also had a rushing touchdown in the game. So an
yeah,
explosive offensive performance for Bennett.
yeah.
They were down 13-7 and scored 28 unanswered.
And yeah, they needed to just absolutely wipe the floor with Hillcrest right
And
there.
here was the turning point in the game. So Bennett takes a 14-13 lead. A 14-13 lead. On the
Mm,
ensuing kickoff, the ball goes out of bounds. So you figured Hillcrest would, take the good starting field position.
yeah.
No, they have Bennett re-kick it.
I
So Bennett re-kicks it, and the returner catches the ball, coughs it up, and Bennett gets the ball back.
No, and it's not just the end result of that play where he muffed it in the end, but it's just the idiotic decision of you have good field position at your own 40-yard line. Like, who's gonna? That's the first case I have ever seen a head coach pass that opportunity up and pass up good starting field position to re-kick it, and I I don't know what he was thinking there. That's
Not to
just such a
mention Bennett. Not to mention Bennett took advantage of it and scored on the
yeah.
next drive.
I mean, that's just idiotic right there. That's like opening. You can argue that coach's decision opened the floodgates to just
Oh,
Bennett
big
just
time! That was a
yeah.
complete. That was a 14-0 swing for Bennett right there. A complete 14-0 swing right there, and then they get the ball to start the second half, and they score another touchdown.
I mean, yeah. Why?
Why would you
It's right
re-kick?
before. Why would you
And
re-kick?
you had plenty of time too before half. I forgot how much time there was, but
How many
Hillcrest had
timeouts
plenty
did
of
they have
time.
left?
They had plenty of time to get a score.
Did they have all three timeouts?
That I don't remember, but they at least had over a minute and a half.
I don't. Yeah, like you're on your 40-yard line. You're on the cusp of midfield, making it into their territory. You scored 13 points on them.
Not to
Why would
mention your
you?
quarterback was running all over the place, so he definitely could
Yeah,
have ran and got you in closer field position.
yeah. He could have easily gotten in field goal range. You kick a field goal and you take a 2-point lead at halftime. Like, I don't understand how.
I don't understand the decision, but it bit them in the ass, and Bennett Academy escapes with the 35-13 win. Good win for Bennett, but if there's one thing that they need to install to have a successful season, it's a running game. Because I swear to God, I don't think I counted 10 running plays at all.
Well, I mean, it's kind of, Ryan Kubacki had obviously had himself a damn good day starting off on the field. And the thing that was saving Bennett was some of the mind-boggling coaching decisions that
They also had a couple
Hillcrest.
turn. The defense also had a turnover in the game with Ben Clevenger getting an interception.
Hmm,
So the Red Wings had 2 turnovers in that game with the a fumble return the kickoff and a Clevenger interception.
yeah,
So everything looked good for Bennett, but just need to
yeah,
install a running game because again, Kubaki looked good. Not taking anything away from Kubaki,
right.
but teams are going to notice that.
Yeah, teams are gonna really notice that, and it's like in NFL terms, it's like the Bills and Josh Allen. I mean, before they drafted James Cook, they had no running game. I mean,
It was all Josh Allen.
it was all Josh Allen, and Josh Allen's a great quarterback. I'm not taking anything away from him, but when you have no running game, your offense begins to become one-dimensional, and defenses start to pick up on that, and that's what happened with the Bills.
Exactly. Well, we'll see if Bennett can, install a running game because, their schedule is not pretty easy. Even Hillcrest gave them some hell in that game. Hillcrest had some dudes.
Oh, I'm
Hillcrest
sure.
Hillcrest gave them some hell, but we'll see what Bennett does for the weeks to come. But like I said, Nat, a win's a win. The Bennett offense looks good. Hopefully they could, keep it going for the rest of the season.
Yeah, hopefully, but yeah, they took advantage of a lot of blunders in that game.
Next one, and this one was kind of an eye opener if you think about it. Downers Grove North with a 42-0 win over O'Fallon.
That's
A 42
yeah,
nothing win over O'Fallon.
that is honestly a big statement win right there. I knew the
Huge
Trojans.
statement win for Downers Grove North. They start, they're coming off, of a 7-8 runner-up last year. That's how you start a revenge tour back to state. That's how you
Yeah,
start your revenge tour. A dominant 42-0 win. Owen Lansu threw all his touchdowns in the first half because, they didn't need him in the second half. Don't want to hurt your quarterback.
yeah. I mean, it's obviously that's the thing to do with quarterback start, and you play well. It's like, all right, you get the break off, you get to go sit out the second half. But yeah, that was a statement key win by the Trojans right there. 42
Yep.
nothing over O'Fallon. Downers Grove North, #7 ranked team in all of IHSA right now. I mean, you can't. Trojans, I think, are for real. They made a big statement
Oh
on
yes, for
Friday night.
sure. With how tough, the West Suburban Silver Conference is, if they can win that, if they can, win the conference again,
Yeah.
I think they'll be fine.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And
Because
down.
that conference is going to be tough with Hinsdale Central, Glenbard West, York.
Yeah.
Hell, I wouldn't
That's.
even Lions Township is there, which is that's a team we'll touch on soon.
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, it's good win for Downers Grove North. And speaking of the West Suburban Conference in York with a 28-10 win over Glenbard over York with a 28-10 win over Glenbrook South. And here's a fun
Yeah.
fact: York was down 10-0 in that game and scored 28 unanswered.
We have so many teams that won that started off a bit sluggish. I mean, we had Naperville North start sluggish. We had Bennett start
Central started
sluggish.
sluggish. Bennett started. I was going to say Central
Yeah.
started sluggish. Bennett started sluggish.
Yeah.
And now York started sluggish. But York, it's a new team this year, so I
Yeah.
can't say I'm surprised.
No, I can't say I'm surprised. I mean,
First
number
game
nine.
jitters, like Ryan Kubaki said. Once they got comfortable, touchdowns. Literally, just
Yeah.
touchdowns. That's all he said after that. He just said touchdowns. That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened to York.
Egg,
Touchdowns.
exactly. And I mean, they scored 4 of them unanswered. So kudos to them.
Bruno Masso, the new quarterback, with the 185 in the air, couple TDs, including an 80-yard bomb to Hayden Alexander. Fitton Helm had 5 catches for 102 yards and a score. So, good start for York. Kind of
Mm.
what we expected. A
Yeah,
win's a
kind of.
win, week 1.
Yeah, I mean, you get your season start off like that in week 1, you're pretty much good for the remainder of the year. It builds up that confidence.
Yep. Next game, and this is one where we both had different picks, and this is the pick that I got right. Batavia with the 35-28 win over Glenbard West.
Ah,
Glenbard West stormed back in this game to make it a game because Batavia was running away with it.
yeah, and Glenbard West, they nearly pulled off that comeback, but came up just ever so short.
Noah Whitwell filling in the new tailback for the Bulldogs, 179 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. He had a 52-yard run. Batavia's largest lead of the game was 28-7.
Wow. And then, I mean, the Glenbard West, they ever tie it up with them
They
or
never
no?
led it all.
They never led at all. They never
Never led it
tied.
all. Batavia led the whole game.
Okay. Yeah.
But that just shows how good this game was going to be. Because you knew Glenbard West was not going to go down without a fight.
No, and obviously kudos to Batavia. I mean, they took care of a really, really decent opponent in Glenbard West, but they made it a little bit of a heart attack for themselves there at the end.
Hilltoppers obviously need to clean up their turnovers. Two of their 3 turnovers resulted in Batavia scores.
Pick sixes or fumbles.
No, Batavia just capped off those turnovers
Oh,
with scores. They
okay.
capped off those turnovers with scores, but Glenbard West, tie-in Oriental for Glenbard West, had 3 TDs, and even he had a kickoff return.
Hmm.
So, again, this is a special Glenbard West team. Hopefully they can clean up the turnovers because this Saturday will not be an easy opponent either.
Who they got this Saturday?
Loyola, which we will
Oh,
touch on that game soon.
oh yeah, yeah. That's
A pissed off Loyola team, which we'll touch on that later.
yes, we will touch on that very
Yep.
later.
But no, good start for Batavia with the new team they have. As coaches always say, next man up. It showed for Batavia, and it showed for Glenbard West, next man up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Next man up. Batavia is ready for them.
Exactly, and I feel like Glenbard West will be ready too with how they, made it a game.
Yeah,
Because
they made it a
never
game,
want to count
but
out. You never want to count out Glenbard West.
they made it a game, but your schedule doesn't get much easier from here.
Nope. Next one. Wakanda with a 10-point win over Hinsdale South, 44-34.
They really pumped up that scoreboard for this one. I mean, this game flip flop from defense to offense here in no time at all. So Wakanda, I mean, they ran right all over that Hornet defense there. There was no sign of stopping them.
Yep, and hopefully the Hornets can learn from that because this is a veteran Hornets team that's hungry for a playoff appearance, something they haven't done in a long time.
They're hungry, but you talked about it. They're veterans. They don't have much time left. They got to get some wins going.
Exactly. So hopefully QB Langston Love can help turn it around this season.
Mm.
Yep. Next game. This one was a barn burner at the end. Glenbard East 30, Willowbrook 23. Holy shit.
Ah, God. Yeah, that's
This was a burner. The Rams were up 15-8 at the half. And then at one point they were up 22-15. Willowbrook takes the lead on an Aiden Cool TD. And then Glenbard East gets a 57-yard kick return from Amonte Cook before Michael Need finds Muhammad Musleh for the go-ahead touchdown with 2 seconds left.
wow. That's close. That is very
I
close
know.
right there.
Last touchdown.
Clutch.
Muhammad Musleh catches the game-winning touchdown. Michael Need, quarterback, 317 passing yards and 3 touchdowns.
Mm.
Yep. Good stuff. Glenbard East, these games always come down to the wire. Glenbard East, they're also another veteran team, and they got the job done. That's how you start your
Yeah.
season, 1-0.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, don't matter how you start your season, you get that victory that gives you the confidence going forward the rest of the season. I mean, they're showing it right there.
Yep. Next one, Addison Trail 28, Streamwood 0. Good start for Addison Trail.
Yeah, blowout win right there, 28 nothing.
Well, like we talked about last week, Addison Trail has a lot of guys back. They made the playoffs last year. I expect them to make the playoffs again this year, and they're off on the right foot.
Yeah, and we picked them to win last week, right? That was one of our teams we picked. Yep. All right.
We did.
So, yep.
We did. Next one. This is a team we did not touch on last week, but we're touching on them this week. West Chicago with the 42-0 win over Round Lake. West Chicago's journey back to the playoffs. Off on the right foot. They made the playoffs last year for the first time in 2 decades.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they need
heavy game with Carter Naranjo runs in for 2 touchdowns, and senior Robert Lee popped 144 yards and a touchdown.
Hey, what a good start for West Chicago. I mean, hey, shout out to them, actually. They were, you mentioned me on your Twitter page that the night that you made me your co-host. They were the first team to follow me on Twitter. So shout out West Chicago. You guys are a one. So
thank you, Coach Chavez in West Chicago, for giving my boy Matt Lauterbach a follow. Great start. We are excited to see what you guys do this season.
Yeah, very excited.
A potential 2-0 start is on the way because West Chicago takes on Joliet Central next week.
Oh, God. Yeah, Joliet Central. I remember them from my Plainfield North days. That's hey, you guys got yourself an easy one. The Steel Men, you're just gonna plow them down easily right there.
I was just gonna say, nowadays, if you're playing Joliet Central, that's an automatic W.
Oh yeah, no, I Joliet Central, we took them on so many times, not just in football, but in bowling and other types of sports. Basketball, they're mediocre at. Baseball, same thing. I mean, they steel men, it's more like just a steel curtain that you can just easily push to the side.
Yep. So a potential 2-0 starts on the way for West Chicago, but good start, boys. Good start. Another DuPage team that we didn't touch on last week, but we are this week. Fenton with a 35-14 win over Elgin. DuPage County's making us look good this week so far.
Yeah, very, very good start for the Bison. I mean, they again blowout win right there. Get your confidence going this season, and Fenton's taking it to the task.
Yes, they are. Next one. Lyle falls 42-7 to Harvard. Not a good start for Lyle.
No, not a good start at all for Lyle. Harvard, hey, they're looking to make some noise this year, so they just ran right into a brick wall.
Yeah, no, major brick wall. And Lyle beat them 20-7 last year, and I thought, oh, maybe they could do it again. Nope, nope, nope.
Not quite.
Yep. Next one. This was a good one. Second Baptist from Houston, Texas, with the 19-17 win over Wheaton Academy.
Ah, so close.
This was a really good game, though. The Warriors trail 7-0 and go on a 17-3 run to lead 17-10. The key point of the game was quarterback Nate Downey getting sacked in the end zone for a safety, and they gave up the lead, and they were trailing 19-17, and really,
Oh,
Second Baptist held on from there.
I was gonna say, how do you score? I mean, they murder them with field goals to take the lead after that. Like
Murder
you
them
don't
with
really.
or just miss
Yeah.
extra points.
Yeah, or just keep missing extra points. But I mean, 9 point run, that's not the most common you see in football. I mean, but yeah, after you said they got that safety, that makes sense. Where was this game at again? Was this in?
It was at Wheaton Academy.
Okay, this was at
So
Wheaton
Second
Academy.
Baptist came all the way up the Chicagoland area and escaped with a 2-point win.
Yeah, that's hey, good for Second Baptist. Long good game for them. And I mean,
Well, Texas
Wien,
high school football is obviously nothing to mess with.
yeah. I mean, they again, but I mean, Wien Academy, they took them to the task. So nothing you can't take away from them for that. They just need to hold on to the lead
Wheaton
here a bit.
Academy will still be a good team this year. I think they'll be fine. Nathan Downey with 251 passing yards and 2 TDs, one to Gino Spinelli and Jake Weston. Wheaton Academy, they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Oh
Good
yeah,
learning
they'll be
curve.
fine. I mean, hey, 2 point loss to a team from Texas. We know how good Texas high school football is. That's nothing to take away from Wien Academy.
Exactly. Next one. Ho ho, close one. IC 27. IC 27. St. Mary's 26.
That was so close. We've seen a couple 27-26 scores here. I'm looking right next to them. Richards and Creed Monet,
Holy
27-26 as
shit.
well, right next to them on ihsa.com. But yeah, I mean, IC Catholic. That was a close one right there. They
Yep,
and
game went
they
to
were
game went to overtime. They were trailing 20-14 at one point of the game. They tied it up and forced an OT and yeah, escaped 27-26. Again, it's a win. All games are always one ugly and well, St. Mary's is no team to mess with.
no, they're not. I mean, they're unranked, but take that fight to the number 23 ranked team in IHSA. It's a good start for them. They're right
Exactly.
there.
Next one. St. Francis 27, Kenwood 21.
St. Francis High School football, this is a good one for them, and they're in the same conference as Bennett, but I
They're in
mean,
the CCL ESCC Green Division this year
mm, okay,
with St. Rita, IC, and Nazareth.
all right.
And St.
Well,
Francis will not play Bennett this year,
mm. In
but
other sports, I know they have played them before, but
yes.
not football.
But yeah, no, good win for St. Francis. It was tied at 14. Tied at 14 until Liam Coinskin pick six, turned it around. Brady Palmer got the start for the Spartans. Ran and scored, ran and passed for a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, good second half for them. St. Francis Spartans, eighth ranked overall team. Hey, this is what they needed to do to get their season going.
Exactly. Kenwood will still be a good team. Kenwood definitely, showed
I
some
mean,
fight.
again, they kept it close. It's nothing, they kept it within reach.
Yep, but got to tip your hat to St. Francis.
Yes, at the end of the day, tip of the hat goes to St. Francis.
Next one. Glenbard North starts 2024 with a win, 17 to nothing over Bartlett.
This was very defensive minded, almost like that Wabanzi Oswego East game that we had at the station on Friday night. But yeah, Glenbar North, against Bartlett, it's not a bad start to the season, shutting them out. Yeah, you would hope for more on offense, but shut them down and allow no points.
Defense,
That's
special teams, and a heavy run game was the plan for the Panthers.
I
Defense
mean,
had 2 picks. Javion
wow.
Todd blocked a punt for a touchdown, and Lucas Kramer had a 12-yard touchdown run.
I mean, hey, it's ground and pound football right there. Can't
That's
can't
usually Glenbar North.
Yeah, that's usually Glenbard North, and they took it right to Bartlett. Decent start for them. Good start for the Panthers. That's hey, can't take anything away from them.
Yep. Glenbar Montini with another with a good start to the year, 49-0 over Hyde Park.
Mm.
Wheaton Warrenville South getting the start I expected, a 35-10 win over Glenbard South.
Yeah, that's about to be expected. We in Warrenville South, like we said, pretty good. So
Exactly.
decent start for
Exactly.
them.
And they were on a roll in this game. They had a 35-0 lead after 3. So pretty commanding win for the Tigers.
Exactly.
Next one. A game that came down to the final play. Wheaton North 23, Providence 22.
Sorry, allergies again, but
Dane
yeah,
Diericks with the game-winning TD catch from Nick Johnson with no time left.
buzzer beater. Jeez, God, that
Penalties
was
ate the Celtics alive on that drive, and you can't let that happen.
No, you cannot let that happen on your last drive, especially when they're like driving to begin with, anyways. I mean, you can
Celtic QB Leo Slepsky left the game with an injury, so I hope he's okay.
Yeah, we hope he's okay, but I mean, if you're Providence Catholic and Celtics, this is not a good, very salty ending in your mouth.
You just can't let that happen. You really can't. You just really can't let that happen. I mean, it was
And
just one
the
of those. It was just one of those close games that.
wait, the irony is that we in North is the Falcons, right?
Yes.
The
Oh
irony
God.
is, yeah, the irony is that that's the reverse of the Atlanta Falcons, where they constantly choke games away, and now we have this we North Falcons, overcoming all obstacles to. I mean, they out Falconed the Falcons.
As they always
Yeah,
say, Matt, it ain't over until there are zeros on the clock.
yeah, it ain't over to that fat lady Saints, and that's exactly what we North did.
Exactly. And it did when they won it at the end.
Exactly.
Next one. This is one where you're eating major shit, Matt. Lake Park 41, Conant 14.
Yeah, I will take my healthy serving of manure this morning, and I will gladly eat it because yeah, Lake Park, I didn't have too much hope for them last week, but yeah, they completely outdid my expectations. So
Lake Park ran that ball. Robert Muneso scored 3 first-half touchdowns. And then the second half, Anthony Oristano had 2. One of them was from 83 yards.
I
Lancers have a running game.
the Lancers have a running game, and they ran that Lance right down the throat. I mean, yep. I I got nothing to say. I got nothing to say. I got nothing to come back with. I mean, that's a statement win.
It
Kudos
happens.
to Lake Park. I mean,
It happens.
I've been there multiple times for marching band competitions. I love their stadium. Didn't have much anticipation, but yeah, it happens.
Yep. Next up, our IHSA games of the week. Our first one. And this one is kind of an eye-opener to a lot of people. East St. Louis, 34. Loyola, 7.
Wow.
What the hell?
Yeah, for Loyola, like what the actual hell was that? You're supposed to be a
And
state.
their only touchdown was a scoop and score by defensive end Gavin King.
To have no defensive or offensive touchdowns. I mean, to have no offensive touchdowns in a game where you're trying to start off the season as a state title contender. The hell was that?
Instead, East St. Louis played pissed off after losing the state championship game to Cary Grove last year. Kendrick Lyons with 261 passing yards.
Hey, I still haven't forgiven you guys for beating us in the state title game my sophomore year, but congrats. You shut them right down. So that's not
Big time. Like, game wasn't even close.
No, it was not. I mean, if you're Loyola and you're coming into this game and you have so much hype for the season, this is your wake up time that you cannot take anything lightly. You got to go into these games prepared. You got to go into these games mentally focused, and you got to take care of business, because if you don't, guess what? There goes your state title hopes.
Kendrick Lyons with 3 touchdowns. I mean, this East St. Louis team is fast, but goddamn, they made Loyola eat their dust.
Yeah, they absolutely did. So kudos to them. You cannot take anything away from them with that.
Next one. This one's kind of an eye opener too. Lincoln Way East 49, Maine South 22. Jonas Williams with a good night, throwing for 4 touchdowns, but the main entree of the night was a backup running back named Brody Gish. 203 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns after the main running back, Zion Gist, left the game with an injury.
You may start to see some competition around that running back 1 position right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Brody Gist, 203 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean,
this shows that you should not sleep on Lincoln Way East whatsoever.
Nope. You should not. And hey, Lincoln Way East, they woke up feeling dangerous that game, and they took it right to them.
Yeah, Maine South is a complete no-show, so hopefully they could learn from that.
Yeah, they really need to.
Next one, Rochester 35, Simeon 14. No surprise, Rochester looks good as usual.
Yeah, Rochester's just putting the rock down right where it needs to be, and they're looking strong.
Next one. This is rhyming some shit right now. Carbondale 36, Murfreesboro 33. Terriers with a 21-point fourth quarter, down 25-8 at the half. There's your Atlanta Falcons choke job right there, Murfreesboro.
Yeah, that's the Atlanta Falcons type choke. That's an Atlanta Falcons choke job right there, Murfreesboro. That's oh boy, hey, I took Carbondale. I told you should have taken your hometown. You should have taken your team, Pat. I mean, you went to school there for almost 5 years for so long, and it's like, nah, I want to go play devil's advocate with Murfreesboro. I mean, I have never even been to Carbondale yet. I took them, so
I'll just tell you this: if you ever go down to Murfreesboro, you got to go to 17th Street Barbecue.
if I ever get down there one day, I
17th Street Barbecue. A lot of good places in Carbondale are closed. Fucking, Bubble Tea's gone. I love that place. The burger joint in the mall, that's gone. I mean, so many great, delicious food places in Carbondale are gone.
Yeah.
The one, though, that lives rent-free in my head, Sidetracks.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never been to Carbondale before, but I mean, I don't know. It seems like
if you went maybe like 15 years ago, you would have loved it.
Oh, I'm sure I would have. I mean, SIU, from what I've seen, is a great school, but what else is there down there besides that?
State parks, if you like hiking.
I mean, I'm okay with hiking. Yeah, I'll take hiking.
Exactly. Anyway, next one, Nazareth 37, Kankakee 30. The start Nazareth needed.
Yeah, that is a good start there. And Kankakee football, cannot take them lightly at all. You cannot take them lightly.
Nope, you should never take Nazareth lightly at all, because everybody in the playoffs last year definitely took Nazareth lightly. But Nazareth got in at 4-5, and look what they did.
Yeah, they won on a tear. I mean, it's a good start for I mean, that's the start they needed right there.
Yep. All right, Matt, to our DuPage games of the week, starting with the West Spencer Crosstown Classic. Naperville Central versus Naperville North. NCTV 17 will live stream the game tomorrow. Joe Kennedy and I will have the call for the game.
And I will not be there, sadly. I will be working my other job at Menards. I cannot take that night
No!
off. So, yep, I will not. I loved last year's game. I was a sideline camera guy for last year's game. That was such a cool ending. But unfortunately, the IHSA gods have forbidden me from being there this year. So, I it's a bummer. I'll be missing that one. That game was so cool last year, but I'll get them next time.
Yeah, it should be a good game. Central's running game versus North's passing game.
Yeah.
That Central offensive line better watch out for defensive lineman Gabriel Willis. You know
I
what?
this is a
Throw out the stats, throw out the key names. This is going to be a barn burner.
This is going to be a close one to the end, I'm sure, because I mean, I feel like these teams are both even. Obviously, Central has a good running game. North has a better passing game. Central has a better defense, but North has a better offensive line. So these teams are going to be evening each other out. So this is going to be, and last year's one was close too. I mean, that came down to the nitty gritty at the end there, 21-14, with Aiden Clark being the hero to save the Red Hawks. So
Aiden Clark's going to have another big game tomorrow. I see it coming.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Aiden Clark is obviously he's a freak of nature. So, and playing in the front of that crowd in his hometown, he's just going to be more motivated.
I'm going to give the slight edge to Naperville Central.
You know what? You're going to hate me for this, but
You would do that.
I'm going to go just a slight edge over Naperville North. I know of a lot of people at Naperville Central who like the football team, some of them who are on it. I'm sorry, but this I gotta go. This is nothing against you guys, but I just feel North right now. How they came out against New Trier last weekend, they're the better
Yep.
team. Slightly, I'm gonna go 24-21 Huskies.
Good pick, Matt. Good pick. I'm going to go 31-24 Redhawks.
All right. All right.
Yep. Next
It
next
depends.
game. Huh?
Wait, Central game just depends on how good Sebastian Hayes does. They're gonna go as far as Sebastian Hayes takes them.
Exactly. I feel like Sebastian Hayes will get more opportunities to throw because he has some good pass catchers with Deshaun Williams,
Yeah.
Connor Marvin, and Vince Byrne.
Yeah, the younger Burn getting his shot, but I mean, they're just going as far as he takes them. If he shakes the rust off and gets them back to,
I
gets the
have a
passing
good
game
feeling
going.
he will tomorrow night.
I mean, it just takes growing steps because, like we said, it's coming off of two back-to-back ACL tears, and you haven't played in 2 years. I mean, it's going to take time, but I mean, at some point this season, he'll be back to full strength, I feel. I just don't know if it'll be tomorrow
Yes,
night.
exactly. Well, like I said, we're going to see a lot running tomorrow night. That's for sure.
That is for sure. Yes.
Next one, Waubonsie Valley hosting Plainfield East. Give me Waubonsie Valley. Starting off
Yeah.
2-0 for a second straight season.
Yeah. Give me Waubonsie Valley on this one. And there's a bit of bias here because Plainfield North and Plainfield East, those were one of our biggest rivals. So I
Yeah,
will
Plainfield
use.
East is coming off a 53-14 ass whooping loss to Bradley Bourbonnais.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Plainfield East. This is total bias on my part because I'm a North alumni, but yeah, they ain't winning this one over Waubonsie.
Nope.
With how good Waubonsie's defense looked last weekend, no.
Next one, Mattia Valley hosting Plainfield Central. Matt, this is the one where I pick Mattia to win.
I actually do too, and again, bit of bias on my part because I don't like Plainfield Central as well, but I mean they lost to Waukegan 16-14 last weekend. This game will be somewhat close. I think it's going to come down to the wire, but this is where I pick Mattia Valley to just shock the world and win. I'm going 17-16 final score.
That'll be their first win since September of 2022 if Mattia pulls off the win.
God, it's been 2 years already.
Yep. Next one, Bennett Academy takes on Moline.
I was almost about to work that game last year. They were almost about to send me all the way out to Moline to do that one, but
They said Marcel out there.
They sent Marcel out instead because I couldn't be there. We love we love having family members going to the hospital at the last second for emergency crises.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
that
worst.
was, yep.
This should be a good game. Moline is coming off a 41-40 win over Rockwood Summit. Bennett obviously dropped 35 points on Hillcrest.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a lot of offense in this game. I really do.
I think so too, but again, Bennett needs to get that ground and pound game going, like we talked about. I mean, Ryan Kavaki's good, but he's, again, you got to install some running design plays there. I mean, you got to get the lanes open. Offensive line, yeah, they're good in pass protection, but we need to see them like create lanes for the running backs and you need to have more trust in your running back than giving him the ball 10 times in a
True.
game. So, I mean,
Exactly.
then it just becomes completely unbalanced.
Right. Let's see if, Radgowski can get involved in the running game more, along with Joe Salvino, the other running back. They have some good running backs to work with.
Yeah, they do. They do, but they need to start using them.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm expecting, Radgowski and Salvino to carry the rock a lot.
Hmm.
And I'm going to pick Bennett to win it.
I'm gonna go Bennett too. Ryan Kabaki's gonna have a good game, but I'm also looking to see that running game start to have more of an impact in this one.
Yes. Next one. Loyola takes on Glenbard West.
Um, Give me Loyola. I think they
I'm
woke up.
actually going to take Glenbard West in this one. I feel like they're going to study that film hard, find Loyola's weak spots, and take it to them.
Yeah, but I think this was like a wake up call for Loyola to get themselves going back in the right direction. I mean, I don't know what happened to them. I don't know what possessed them
I don't know
against
what
East
happened to
St.
them
Louis,
either.
but I feel like that's a wake up call for them to get themselves going.
Huge wake up call. But I like that pick, but I'm going to stick with Glenbard West. Next
All right.
one, Lake Park versus Bartlett. Fuck, give me Lake Park.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'd ever doubted you, Lancers. I mean, that was wrong, that was misguided, that was idiotic. I'm going to ride with the Lancers here on their Lance in
Yep,
this
I'll
one.
take that as well. Next one, Hinsdale South takes on Riverside Brookfield. Hinsdale South, I see them getting the win, and they need this bounce back after last week.
Yeah.
Riverside Brookfield's coming off a win over Niles West,
What
but
was
give
the
me the
score?
Hornets to get the win. Score was 34-13.
There's some history. Riverside Brookfield, that's my parents' old high school. So there is a bit of history there with my family, but this is going to be a close one. I'm going to go Hornets winning, but it's going to be close 34-31.
It was close last year with Riverside Brookfield winning 35-27. So it's going to be
Mhm.
close again this year, but give me the Hornets. Next one, it's the Battle of Downers Grove, North versus South.
Give me
Matt,
Downers Grove North.
let's be real. We know who the king of Downers Grove is this year.
Yeah, for football, we know that the Trojans are going to trample the Mustangs. Uh I think this will be somewhat close because we've
First half,
seen,
I see it close, and then Downers Grove North will take it away. Owen
yeah.
Lansing will definitely play a full game.
Yeah, they will. I mean, Downers Grove North, they're going to run and hide in the second half, and the Mustangs are going to try to charge, but they're not going to find them. I'm going to go 43-28 final score, Trojans.
Nice pick. Next one, Bolingbrook versus Hinsdale Central. Give me the Devils.
Remind me, isn't Bolingbrook, aren't they decent at football? Are they?
They're coming off a 56-6 loss to home at Flossmoor.
Okay, never mind. Never mind then. I am
Jonas
again.
Williams isn't at Bolingbrook anymore.
Yeah, no, they were good last year when he was there, but he's gone. And I was like, okay, is he still there? Is he not there? Yeah, the Red De I mean, as long as Hinsdale Central keeps their mouths where their mouths belong on their face and doesn't start talking any smack beforehand, I'm going to go with the Red Devils here. If not, if you guys blow this and you travel to Bolingbrook at 4 a.m. again, you better be
The game's
expecting
at Hinsdale Central, but
okay, yeah, okay, so it's not
well,
at
trust
Bolingbrook,
me,
but
it's Bolingbrook. There's no way in hell they're gonna get into that stadium.
oh yeah, no, they were. I mean,
And then
Bolingbrook.
we both been there before. We know it. We know there's no way in hell they're gonna get in. Next one, Plainfield North versus York. Give me the Dukes.
Yeah, give me the Dukes. As a former alumni, as an alumni of Plainfield North, I'm sorry. I have no hope for us. Lost to the Porters last week, 28-21. Going up against a ranked team. Yeah, I'm sorry. This ain't the state team that I remember from high school years ago.
Next one, Wheaton Warrenville South versus Lions. You know what? I'm going to take Wheaton Warrenville South.
I may actually go with them too. I
They're going to
actually might.
continue their strong start and get a win over Lions Township.
Yep,
Lions
I
Township
agree.
is 1-0 in the year, coming off a 38-21 win over Prospect.
Hmm.
Give me the Tigers though.
Yep. I
Next
will take the Tigers.
next one, Wheaton North versus Lockport. Falcons. Thank you.
Yeah, give me the Falcons here.
Next one, two former DVC rivals going at it. West Aurora versus Glenbard East. I love this matchup, but I am going with Glenbard East.
Let me play devil's advocate here, and we'll go West Aurora.
West Aurora is coming off a 53-0 win over Proviso East. Now, Proviso East, they're not the best, but
Hmm.
West Aurora's got some dudes.
They got some dudes, and this is going to be a close one down the wire, but I like them.
Yep. Next one, Willowbrook versus Glenbard North. Panthers, please. After the way
Yeah.
they played last week, that one was a complete eye-opener.
Oh, yeah. I'm going Glenbard North over Willowbrook in this one, no doubt.
Yep. It will be a good game.
Yes.
Next one, Montini versus Hillcrest. Give me the Broncos.
Yeah. Broncos, no doubt about it. I'm going them.
Next one, Wheaton Academy takes on St. Charles East.
Ooh. Um, you know what? I'm actually going to go Wheaton Academy on this
I'm
one.
going Wheaton Academy as well, but don't be surprised to see some fireworks. St. Charles East played Lincoln Way Central last week and lost 56-40.
Yeah, that's a oof.
There's
Yeah,
going to be some fireworks in this game.
there's going to be some fireworks here, but hey, Wheaton Academy, they came oh so close against a team from Texas, so
Yep.
I'm going with the edge with them.
To our IHSA games of the week now, Matt. Neuqua Valley travels to Minooka.
Uh, I'm going Minooka to win this one. Neuqua Valley, they had some plays on defense. I was covering their game against Oswego last week. They had some moments, but they just, I mean, they weren't, their offense just, I don't know about their offense. I think Kia Trung, he's a great kid. I liked interviewing him last week after the game for NCTV. You didn't see that video, go check it out. But I think, as a first year starter, he's got some things to learn. He has some moments, he had some plays. I like
He,
him.
he played a little bit last year, but yeah, no, this Neuqua team is
Yeah, I like him. His biggest thing I could say is I like him throwing on the run. He is elusive. He can make plays with his legs and he can get receivers scrambling and he'll find them open down the field. But from a pocket standpoint, he's got some things. He had one good pocket pass against Oswego that was like a 52-yard bomb. But they weren't able to capitalize on it. They couldn't score from inside the 5 and they missed a field goal. So I'm going Minooka.
same. Minooka is coming off a 49-14 win over Rock Island.
Yep. Yep. I'm going the
Yep.
Indians.
Next one, Joliet Catholic versus Oswego.
This is gonna be a good one here.
Back to your case on Oswego.
Yeah, Oswego, they have one of the best defenses. They had one of the best defenses in the area last year. They had it again. They were all over the place. Jeremiah Kane was a wrecking ball, both on offense and defense. Brett Connolly, their quarterback. Oh, I can't take anything away from Brett Connolly, the Oswego starting quarterback. He had himself a nice game. This is gonna be a close one down the
The
wire
defense
here.
better be ready, though, because Joliet Catholic dropped 50 on Iowa City last week.
Ah, Um, you know what? I'm gonna go Oswego barely 23-20.
I'm taking Joliet Catholic for this one.
Okay, that'll be interesting. It's gonna be a close one. I think this is gonna be close.
Next one. This will be a good one. It is the Battle of Hopefully I say this. Hopefully all you fans, I say this battle right. The Battle of Pulaski Road. Marist versus Brother Rice.
Boy, I went to school with some people who are from Brother Rice actually. So
Marist is off to a good start so far this season. They are 1-0 with the 29-16 win over Morgan Park. Taking on Brother Rice. These games never disappoint. This will definitely be a fun game. Marist won last year 30-24. I see Marist winning it again.
uh it's gonna be a close one. I'm actually gonna go Brother Rice 26-24.
Okay, and the game is at Brother Rice.
Yep. I think they'll squeak out a win here.
Last one, Mount Carmel versus St. Rita. Mount Carmel is coming off a 42-38 loss last week to a team from New Jersey.
That's close.
Very close game. I say Mount Carmel bounces back.
Yeah, I'm gonna take them to bounce back as well. They again, a lot of these teams playing teams from out of state early in the season and just coming up short. I'm gonna go Mount Carmel.
A school called Hun from Princeton, New Jersey.
Okay.
Yep. And last but not least, Matt, our DuPage run and shoot team of the week. Matt, who's your team of the week?
I gotta think about it at mines for a second here, but I'll let you go first.
Taking Glenbard North. Went 0-9 last year, starting off the year right with a 17-0 win. I'm taking the Panthers as my team of the week.
Hey, like you said, we could only go up from here, and that's what they did. That is exactly what they did. Oh boy. This is gonna be a close one here. You know what? They were supposed to I was supposed to cover them last week, but I didn't. But they still put on a hell of a show out in New Trier. Give me Naperville North as my team of the week.
I like that.
Yep.
And that wraps up the show. Matt, another good episode of the DuPage Run and Shoot.
Hey, thanks again for having me on. Blessed to be talking football with you, and excited to see week 2 of IHSA football action this weekend. And happy NFL return day to everyone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everybody, go follow Matt on his social medias, X, Instagram. Email that boy at.
Hey, just put up all my social media links up here. You want to talk football? I'm open. I love talking football. I love talking all sports. So.
And don't forget to follow me at PCoto Sports on Twitter, PC_sports on Instagram. I also have my podcast Koto's Mojo on Twitter, and I also have my podcast Koto's Mojo on X and Instagram. Another episode just dropped this week, so check it out. And if you want to email me, go ahead and email me at pcoto@nctv17.org.
Oh yeah, same with me. Feel free to follow me, Matt_Lauterbach5 on Instagram. And then same on Twitter, actually. It's Matt_Lbach5 there. And then also feel free to message me or email at Lauterbach, capital M, capital J, 1 @gmail.com. Love hearing from all of you. So let's get the season going. Week 2.
Super excited to have NFL back, college football, week 2 of high school football. Football.
I consume all the football that I can this year. This is going to be insane.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning into this week's episode of the DuPage Run and Shoot. We will see you next week.